More than 100,000 jobs were cut this year, with artificial intelligence named as the reason. And that was the slow part. The people building these machines say something far larger lands by 2027. Machines that outthink you at almost everything. One of them walked out of a top lab to say it out loud. His own estimate was 70% odds of catastrophe. Another told world leaders on the record that machines matching Nobel winners arrive inside 2 years. These are the insiders. Some of the field's most decorated researchers say they are dead wrong. Here is how to tell which side the evidence supports. First, we need to define the thing everyone is racing toward: artificial general intelligence. And here, the trouble begins immediately. Ask 5 experts what it means, and you get 5 answers. The loudest definition: a machine that beats humans at most economically valuable work. Not chess, not trivia. Everything. Writing contracts, diagnosing disease, designing engines, managing money. The work that pays your bills. Today's chatbots are not that. They dazzle in conversation, then stumble on a child's puzzle. Brilliant and broken at the same time. But something changed in 2026. Chatbots became agents. Systems that browse, plan, write code, and act with almost no human help. An agent can research flights, compare prices, and book your whole trip. Another can build working software for hours without supervision. Researchers found a way to measure this revolution. Track the length of human work a machine can finish entirely on its own. In 2019, minutes. By 2024, about an hour. Today, sometimes 2 full days of the work you would have done yourself. And that ability has been doubling roughly every 4 months. Draw the line forward and it crosses weeks, then months of human work. This single chart is why insiders whisper about 2027. Keep doubling, and machines soon finish projects that take people years. But a chart is not a prophecy. Before you believe the line, you need to meet the people drawing it. The chief executive of one frontier lab describes what is coming as a country of geniuses inside a data center. He told world leaders that artificial intelligence could reach Nobel-level scientific research in multiple fields within just 2 years. His company even put it in writing to the American government. Powerful systems expected by late 2026 or early 2027. The head of another leading lab says superintelligence, smarter than all humans combined, may be just a few thousand days away. These are not fringe voices. They control the biggest models and computers, and they see next year's systems a year before you do. Their argument rests on a loop. The moment machines can do artificial intelligence research, they improve themselves, and progress explodes. One researcher mapped this future in detail after leaving a top lab rather than staying silent about what he saw coming. His scenario, published for anyone to read, imagined self-improving machines arriving by late 2027. Millions read it. Governments took notice. He estimated the default path carried roughly 70% odds of ending in catastrophe for humanity. Not a typo. 70. And money is following belief. 5 technology giants plan more than $700 billion of infrastructure spending this year alone. That is more than the yearly economic output of most nations, wagered on a single bet. These machines keep getting smarter. So the insiders sound convinced. But here is the twist. Some of the smartest people in the field say they are wrong. A Turing Award winner, one of the godfathers of modern artificial intelligence, insists scaling chatbots will never reach human-level intelligence. His reason is simple. These systems have no model of the world. They know the words for gravity, but not that things fall. Another famous critic points to chess. A language model recites every rule perfectly, then moves its queen straight through a knight. Fluent in describing reality, hopeless at simulating it. If they are right, the thing coming for your job is further away than it looks. Even one lab leader, whose own company hunts general intelligence, admits one or two major breakthroughs are still completely missing. Machines that learn from a handful of examples, that remember for years, that plan far ahead. None of that exists yet. And that famous doubling chart? Critics say the benchmark is saturated. The longest tasks maxed out, the extrapolation built on sand. Then there is the incentive problem. The loudest predictions come from people raising billions of dollars on those very predictions. Short timelines attract investors, talent, and headlines. A forecast can be perfectly honest and perfectly convenient at the same time. So what do professional forecasters predict? People scored publicly on accuracy, with absolutely nothing to sell you. The largest forecasting community gives just 25% odds of general intelligence by 2029, 50% by 2033. Even the insider behind the famous scenario has quietly moved his estimate back toward 2029. The machines kept doubling anyway. So the honest answer is a range, not a date. But notice something. Even the slow scenario lands inside your working life. And the disruption is not waiting for an official arrival. This year alone, more than 100,000 American job cuts cited artificial intelligence directly. Companies exposed to the technology are hiring fewer juniors. The bottom rung of the career ladder is quietly being sawn off. Economists warn where this road leads. As machine labor gets cheaper, income shifts from people who work to people who own. And ownership is concentrated. One chipmaker makes roughly 80% of the processors. Whoever controls the thinking machines controls the race behind the race. If you are still with me, subscribe. Because the research hides one more thing, and it is the opposite of what you expect. In field after field, the biggest gains from these tools go to the least experienced workers, not the experts, the beginners. The machines lift beginners the most. So the question is not whether you can beat them, it is whether you can brief them. Pick one task you do every week and hand it to a machine this month. That habit is the difference between the two groups. And your advantage is that this future is arriving in public. Every claim, every chart, every failure, visible to anyone paying attention. So, smarter than you by 2027? The insiders say maybe. The forecasters say later. The machines say nothing. They just keep doubling. Whether the true date is 2027 or 2035, one thing has become very hard to deny. The alarm is real. The last time this many scientists sounded this alarmed about their own creation, the world eventually listened. This time, the choice is still ours. So tell me in the comments which side you land on. Stay curious and keep exploring the colossal unknown.